The Walnut Creek Extension District, a division of K-State Research and Extension, covering Rush, Ness, and Lane counties, here's Insight with Extension.
No good news. It's still dry, and the last forecast I listened to the first week of April doesn't show that changing. The further we get into spring without moisture, the more dire the situation gets for crops and livestock. But for now, I'm going to focus on what it means for pastures and turning cattle out. Keith Harmony is our K-State Extension Rangeland Specialist working from the Experiment Station in Hays. Many in the listening area know and have heard him speak. He was featured in a Zoom program earlier this week. For those that want to revisit part of that presentation, or for those that were not able to listen live, a recording is available at ksubeef.org. Scroll to the middle of the page, and the recordings as well as the flowchart are both available. In our part of the world, dry spells are nothing new, but this particular drought is well beyond all previous records save 1956. Many that know me know that I have no first-hand knowledge of 1957, but my grandparents lived through it, so much so that he could point to the very point that the water got up to. I do remember sledding off the chicken house in 87, and I do remember being without power in 2007. Both of those were following pretty dry years. This just goes to show that we will break the drought and grass will respond when we do. Granted, earlier the better, but until then I encourage producers to be strategic. We all know that even in perfect conditions we are to start now, we will not be able to fully stock like we typically have been. So what's the right number? Dr. Harmony shows that forage production peaks in June, and over 2/3 of the total annual production for most of western Kansas region occurs by July 1st. Further west and further north in the Great Plains, even a greater percentage of growth has already occurred by July 1, because cool season grasses contribute a greater percentage of the forage, so the low probability of receiving needed precipitation at each monthly period and the growth potential at each of these months lessens the probability that expected average annual forage production will be achieved. Selling some cows still hurts, but cull cow prices are very strong, so the check at the end eases the tension. Conditions in all directions from here have already improved, or will once the snow melts, but since we are located near the middle of the dark brown on drought maps, it's hard to see. Please use the resources available online, at your local extension office, or at area extension programs to help make these critical decisions.
Insight with Extension on My Country 93.5.